let's do it. Let's talk some Dodgers.
Play ball! It's time for Dodger baseball.
It is, well, not really. And Vinny's not doing the games this week because the Dodgers are on the road. But you get the idea. We're going to play some Vinny as much as we can this season, right? Because after this season, that's it. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Tibbins. You know who you are. Come on in, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This is the best, first, and only video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's why we're all here. Today is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2016, live from our Woodland Hills offices. It's Let's Talk Dodgers. Hello, everybody. Let's wrap up this Rays series. I don't like the way that went. Bad ending to a good start. Well, the Dodgers whipped the Rays in that first game. I love seeing Trace Thompson go yard and way up high in that C-ring thing. I don't know if you saw any of those clips on that. And that was pretty cool at the Trop. Also cool seeing Howie Kendrick go 4 for 4 in that first game of the series. And it was a blowout. I mean, we had them 10-4, and then they got another run in the ninth. But 10-5. And Yasiel Puig hit a 3-run shot. All total up to the 10-5 win for the Blue on Tuesday night. And that was sensational. I'll take it. Yeah, we needed that one. And just when you thought they'd do it again, they didn't. Not very consistent. It was not very cool. Steve Pearce hit 1 of 4 for Tampa Bay, and a go-ahead 3-run shot in the 6th, and the Rays went on to beat the Blue 8-5 on Wednesday and split the series. Boo. What can you say? Bullpen? Yeah, okay, I'll give you the bullpen. They're not that great. My contention, I've been telling this to several people, right? Bobby K. Shout out to Bobby K. My contention is that not only will most of our starting pitchers be back by midseason, however, I also believe the front office is going to do what they've done in the past, and that is turn over the entire bullpen in the midst of the season. I remember one time about 3 or 4 years ago, I forget when it was, we were having a terrible season in the bullpen, and from like July, August on, they made so many moves that by the end of the season, we had an entirely different bullpen squad than we did at the beginning of the season. Do you guys remember that? I think that might just happen again, because these guys are not too consistent, not too stellar. Oh, they have flashes of brilliance. I'm sure a lot of people will even admit that. But they're not consistent. The only guy that's a consistent guy, well, actually there's 2 guys I like. Kenley Jansen, obviously, he's pretty good. But I like Joe Blanton. He hasn't done a whole lot of harm. I mean, he has his days too. But those other guys, I'm sorry, they're not doing it. Joe Blanton's a pro. That's why I like him. What do we got for you? Injury report and moves. Hyun-Jin Ryu, left shoulder surgery, and right-hand pitcher Brandon McCarthy with his Tommy John surgery. They're both going to throw off a mound Thursday in L.A. That's today. So they're coming back slowly. I don't think we're going to see either one of those guys before too long. I think maybe after June. Maybe July for McCarthy. I don't know about Hyun-Jin. He's, I don't know. He had a little setback. He'll be okay. But when you come back from, they say that shoulder surgery is much more in-depth and in detail and tougher to come back from than just Tommy John surgery. So I'm guessing we might see McCarthy before we see Ryu. And yes, we're calling him Ryu, not Ryu, because that's what he wanted to be called at the beginning of the season. Anyway, and most of the media started doing that and they forgot. So there, David Bassett. I'm calling you out, David Bassett. Anyway, so Hyun-Jin and Brandon are both going to throw off a mound today. We'll see how. I'm sure there'll be reports in the paper tomorrow about it. Outfielder Scott Van Slyke, remember him with the lower back irritation? Well, he's going to start baseball activity at the end of the week and could be back in early June. Can I get a crowd cheer for that? Okay. Not that we have to have them because we have a lot of guys in the outfield, but it always is nice to have extra guys on the bench. I think last night's game, you had 1 guy left on the bench after they used everybody, so you don't want to use your backup catcher, but things happen sometimes. Anyway, before we go on, let's get into some fun stuff. Yeah, All-Star balloting has begun. Vote Dodgers. Your favorite Dodgers, anyway. We got some shout-outs. We got shout-outs. How about these? 1, 2, 3. How about 5 people that have chimed in? Let's go 6 people who chimed in recently and 1 I met recently. So let's go with those that chimed in recently on the Let's Talk Dodgers Facebook page. Shout out to Maria C., Bobby K., Guadalupe, Juanita, and Billy G. Yeah. How about our special new friend, Cynthia, we met at the Rays party the other night. Hey, Cynthia, school teacher out there in Camarillo, props to you and a shout-out. And thank you all for watching Let's Talk Dodgers. Our stats of the day, we got a couple of them. there's a good one and a bad one, obviously, because we had a terrible game yesterday. But in the Tuesday game, the 10-5 victory by the Dodgers, each of the Dodgers' starting outfielders hit home runs in that 10-5 victory at the Trop. Center fielder Jock Peterson, left fielder Trace Thompson, and right fielder Yasiel Puig all went deep. You all know that if you're watching the game and if you heard about it. So what's the big stat on that? Well, only one other team this season had a game in which all three starting outfielders hit home runs. The Mets did it at Philadelphia on April 19th. The last game of that kind for the Dodgers was on April 13th, 2010, when the starting outfield for the Dodgers each hit a home run. Can you remember who those guys were in 2010? It's only 6 years ago. All right, I'll give them to you. It was Matt Kemp. Well, that's a pretty easy one. Andre Ethier. And who else? Manny Ramirez. Yeah. How about that outfield? Last time the Dodgers' three outfielders hit home runs in a game. And then the stat from last night's game, which I don't like to report. I don't like reporting things like this, but we got to do it. We got to be fair and unbiased and all that. In the Rays win over the Dodgers last night, Brandon Guyer, Steven Souza Jr., Steve Pearce became the second trio of teammates this season to each hit a go-ahead home run in the same game. The Mets did that against the Reds April 25th. Not a big deal, but it's kind of cool that somebody did it, but I'm sorry it was the Rays, okay? And what else we got here? Let's hear the Trace Thompson. I need a home run. I'm itching for a home run. You need a home run? Here's a home run call. Unfortunately, it's Joe Davis, but they're on the road. That's why. Let's listen to Trace Thompson's home run from the other night. Joe Davis, take it away.
Thompson uncorks one to deep left center, way back there to the wall, and it is gone. A moonshot from Trace Thompson puts the Dodgers in front 2-1 in the second.
Yeah, that was interesting because if you listened or watched it on TV and read some of the reports later, Trace Thompson hit this C-ring that was sitting way up on the ceiling, and they said that only 6 balls have ever been hit up there in the Trop, and the Trop opened in, I think, 97 or something. It was funny because Nomar and Oral were going at it on TV, and Oral goes, "Hey, how many balls were hit up there?" And Nomar goes, "Well, there only been 6 balls hit up there. That's kind of a rare one." And Oral goes, "Why don't you go up and get it?" And he goes, No, that's okay." It's kind of cool. All right, this date in Dodger history, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 1976 is a good one. This is cool. And you won't hear this one on the report tonight because Vinny's not calling the game. He's back home here, so let's tell you what it's all about. On May 5th, 1976, it was a wild game as 9 home runs were hit in the game, including the then-team record 7 by the Dodgers, who won the game 14-12 in a slugfest over the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Obviously, the wind had to be blowing out that day. 6 different Dodgers hit home runs, including 2 by reserve outfielder Henry Cruz. Remember him? I do. Who scored 3 runs and had 3 RBIs. The day before against the Cubs, Cruz had a home run and 3 RBIs. The other Dodgers that hit home runs that day on May 5th, 1976 were, are you ready? I'll give you the easy ones first. Bill Buckner, yeah, he was with the team then. Ron Cey, well, that's a shoo-in. Bill Russell, well, he hit a few in his time. Steve Yeager, and who was the last one? Ed Goodson. Remember him? There's a picture of it somewhere online, too. And then along with Henry Cruz. So the 6 of those guys hit home runs, and Cruz hit 2 of them. And the stat here is, on this date, the Dodgers had 16 hits, with everyone in the starting lineup getting at least 1 hit that day, including pitcher Don Sutton, who had a double. Sutton pitched 5 2/3 to get his 3rd victory of the season and route to a career-best 21 wins, and it was with the Dodgers in '76. The Dodgers had a 14-7 lead entering the bottom of the 8th, but the Cubs rallied with a run in the 8th and 4 in the 9th. Ouch! Before then closer Mike Marshall, I remember that guy. He won a Cy Young once. Mike Marshall came in to get the final 2 outs and earned his 5th save, and the Dodgers pulled out the game 14-12 on this date in 1976. All right, let's get you out to the ballpark for the last time for about a week. I'm not going to be here next week, so hey, you're on your own, man. I'll tell you some good podcasts to listen to and or watch while I'm gone, all right? Let's get you out to the ballpark. Friday, they're in Toronto, and it's going to be, that's May 6th. It's a 4:07 game local time. That means it's 7:07 up in Toronto. Right-hander Kenta Maeda. He's 1-2 with a 4.82 ERA. Come on, bring it up a little, Kenta. And he's going up against right-hander Marcus Stroman, who's 4-0 with a 3.77 ERA. On Saturday, over the weekend, May 7th, it's a 10:07 a.m. game, breakfast or brunch with the Dodgers on Saturday, because it's a 1 o'clock game in Toronto. Right-hander Ross Stripling, he's 0-2. Come on, he's pitched better than 0-2. and a 4.33 ERA. He needs to step it up a little bit, Ross. Let's blow these guys away. They've never seen you. And he's going up against their knuckleballer. Remember that guy, R.A. Dickey? He's in the American League now. He's 1-3 with a 5.73 ERA with Toronto. Still kind of tough because when you see all these fastball and curveball guys, a knuckleball comes floating out at you. It's a weird sensation, man. And then on Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, we're playing those mothers again. Another 10:07 brunch with the Dodgers game because it's a 1 o'clocker in Toronto on Sunday. Left-hander Clayton Kershaw is going to take the hill again. Yeah. He's 3-1 with a 1.96 ERA. Ain't that big? He's the best we got. And right-hander Marco Estrada, he's 1-2 with a 2.64, is going to be facing him. That's somewhat of a marquee matchup up there in Toronto, so that should be a good one. The Sunday game is the one to watch. So far, have not seen too many people on live stream streaming those games free. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to bark at some people over the weekend, see if we can get them going so they can live stream it for you. What else we got for you? Anything else happening? Yes, May 14th, the Frank and Son Collectible Show. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Newcomb, Wills, Moon, Reggie Smith, Say, Honeycutt, and more. How can you get more than that at the Frank and Son Collectible Show in the City of Industry? That's a big one. What else is happening we need to talk about? August 18th, Guns N' Roses. I think they added another show for the 19th. As they're not in this Lifetime Tour at Dodger Stadium, obviously the team is going to be on the road in Philly and Cincy at the time, so that's why Guns N' Roses is going to be trampling the stadium. And those of you fans are going to be out there. Don't forget to check out John Sue's outstanding photography blog at dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. If you have questions, send them to me at letstalkdodgers@gmail.com or write them right here on the Facebook page, Let's Talk Dodgers. Easiest way to get a hold of me. What else is going on? Anybody worried about anything yet? It's only early May. Simmer down, Bobby K. We got plenty of baseball left. He thinks they're going to come in at 500. It's possible, but I doubt it. I think this team is going to get off the dime because we're going to get all those guys off the DL. We've gotten a few already. And we're going to get some pitchers back. We're going to trade some pitchers away and get some new ones, I'm sure, because we're not keeping Carl Crawford forever, are we? Come on. Anyway, and I think the bats are going to all ignite at the same time. They haven't yet. Only a couple games where we've seen them spark off, like that game the other night at the Trop in Florida. I think they're capable of doing that again and again and again. They just have to prove to me they can do it. If not, some of those guys will be flying out of here in July as well. All right, that's going to do it. I'm Randy. You know who you are. Come on back. Oh, I'd say a week from next Monday. Pull up a chair. Oh, wait. Time out. Hold the game. Before we let you go, other places to listen to some really great podcasts. My 3 favorite podcasts besides mine are all audio. One is at the ESPN Podcast Center, online or on the app, and they do 2 great shows there. One of them is Buster Olney's Baseball Tonight show. It's kind of a digest version for audio of Baseball Tonight that they do on TV. And the other one Buster Olney does is a scoreboard show. Every morning they put up about 10 or 15 minutes of all the highlights of the previous night's games only, because during the regular show, Baseball Tonight, they show a lot of different stuff on TV, but on the radio side, on the podcast side, they only talk about certain topics. They don't run down all the games. But Buster does a really great rundown of every game in about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's called the Baseball Tonight Scoreboard with Buster Olney. And the other one I like, if you're missing it or you're not hearing it or you don't have radio in your house, we know who you're talking about there, go onto the AM 570 website, the flagship of KLAC, Dodger Station, and find the podcast of the previous night's Dodger Talk after the game. Post-game Dodger Talk is podcasted on the KLAC website. That is a cool download. It goes right to your phone or go to your computer, wherever you want it. That's also a good thing to listen to while I'm on hiatus. We'll be bringing back Let's Talk Dodgers probably on the 16th of May. So, come on back, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and Let's Talk Dodgers. We'll see you on May 16th. And go blue. Let's beat all these guys up. I want to see some wins.
Play ball! It's time for Dodger Baseball.
And remember,
The Dodgers are going to win that division anyways.
better believe it. Better believe it. Go blue. We'll see you in a couple weeks, everybody. Bye-bye.